The first ever NFL champion, an NFL team whose owner took on millions in losses in just a few games, and an NFL team that only played one game, all have one thing in common: they're all defunct. Let's talk about the stories of 5 defunct NFL teams. Starting with likely the most forgotten team on this list, and the first team in the NFL to play out of California, although they did so by name only, never actually playing a game in the state, was the Los Angeles Buccaneers. They were comprised almost entirely of players from the state or who went to college in California, however, which is how they got the name, and played as a traveling team, which was common in the 1920s, but they only lasted 1 year, going 6-3-1 before folding in the 1927 season. But the Buccaneers are far from the NFL's shortest-lived team. That honor belongs to the Tonawanda Kardex Lumbermen, who played just one NFL game, a road game against the Rochester Jeffersons that they lost 45-7 before the NFL raised its scheduling fee specifically for the purpose of removing teams like them from $50 to $1,000 in 1922. The honor for funniest name in NFL history easily goes to the Dayton Triangles, playing at their home stadium of Triangle Park, which they were named for in Dayton, Ohio. They were comprised almost entirely of players from the local Dayton area throughout their history, while the rest of the NFL started to recruit top college talent, and that left them lagging behind. They would win just 5 of their 51 games between 1923 and 1929 before being sold to a team in Brooklyn, which would eventually become the Indianapolis Colts. Which brings us to the Dallas Texans, another ancestor of the Indianapolis Colts, and the first ever team to play in Texas. They were founded by a guy named Giles Miller, who bought that team from the New York area and brought them down to Dallas, where they quickly became terrible. They would go 0-9 while playing in the Texas area, failed to draw in any fans, and Giles Miller accumulated $3 million in losses in today's money and sold the team back to the NFL. If you ask most NFL fans who won the first NFL championship, they probably wouldn't be able to tell you. In fact, the NFL themselves wouldn't have been able to tell you until 1970, but it was the Akron Pros. The record of it was lost until that era, but they were one of the most dominant teams in the American Professional Football Association, what the NFL was called in its first 2 years, before the departure of Fritz Pollard led to a massive decline in the team's performance between 1923 and 1927.